All right, we are live. I don't know if you saw my countdown or not. The camera countdown timer was being weird, but we are live from one of the state gameland public archery ranges here in Pennsylvania. We typically go to one that's close to my house, but I was out at college today. I commute to college, and this one just got put in like a month and a half ago. Super close to my college campus. Brought the bow out here today, and then on the way home, I'm going to swing by a bow shop and get some work done to it. We're out here. It's a super nice range. In many ways, it's nicer than the one I typically shoot at. And yeah, we're just gonna have a little bit of fun, shoot around. I just got some new bow equipment, and we were dialing it in off camera for an upcoming video. Probably be out in a couple months or so. And now we're just ready to play around with it a little bit. Ozarks Woodsman's in here. Thanks for coming in, Woodsman. Woodsman, I'm not gonna give away any secrets yet, but I might have a surprise gift for you, because you're the one person off the top of my head I can think of who would like it, and I'm very excited. So you might be getting a gift from me, maybe. We are here with the bow, good old Elite Terrain, and we've got a new thing to play with. We got a drop away rest. Right there it is. Drop away rest on Black Friday sale. Got it for like $70 cheaper than it actually is, and we're gonna play with it. So yeah, nice range. Yeah, they've got these wooden backstop walls put up, so if you miss, which these are big targets, you really shouldn't miss much, but if you do, they've got big backstop walls put up for you. It's more secluded. I mean, the road's right there, but like the actual space isn't used by as many people out here. It's newer. The only thing I don't like is the other range has little pieces of PVC pipe strapped to these posts, like this guy, to where you can put your arrows in there. I just have to lay my arrows on the ground here. Everything else here is nicer than the other range. Mark's in here. Ozarks Woodsman is in here. Herbert's in here. And Matt with Grammy Poppy are in as well. Yeah, Matt, I was talking to Matt about this the other day. That's my uncle. Matt, I got the drop away pretty doggone dialed in here. It's not perfect, but like it's close enough to where you can mess around with it and make minor adjustments as we go. It's working pretty good now. So yeah, we're at 30. I'll flip you guys around. Turn you like this so you can see me a little bit better. We're gonna take a couple shots from 30. As I said, I've already been shooting for a bit today, just working on getting this rest super dialed in, and yeah, but we're warmed up and we've been shooting well today, like really well. And all of a sudden, it wasn't a huge punch, but I punched the trigger a little bit. Let's calm down. Good Lord. This will be better. There we go. On my last group that I did for filming the video and dialing it in, everything was a hair low, and this is looking to be a hair low as well. So I might take one twist down on the sight housing after this group and then play around with it some more, but it's real close. That was a little punchy as well. It is weird, and I've talked to a woodsman about this before who's in chat. You switch up your environment, you start focusing on multiple things at the same time, the live stream and this, and suddenly your form changes just a little bit. When I'm shooting by myself with no cameras on, or even just a tripod camera on, not with the live on, I shoot a tad bit better than I always shoot with the live. You guys on live stream, you've never seen me shoot as good as I actually can, because I'm just a hair worse when I'm live. It's so funny. That one was middled. That was pretty good. That wasn't punchy either. One more and then we're going to show you the grouping. It is nice when I get the range to myself. It's happened a couple times at the other range, but yeah, this one I'm dead by myself. Nobody here. Yeah, everything's a tad low. I'm gonna give it one twist down. Right there. Try that out for size. What's the let-off percentage, says Herbert? The let-off percentage on my bow is 80%. So, yeah. They made some nice upgrades here. This is actually a different range. This is out by campus, Matt. This is 14 minutes from campus, in the opposite direction of my house. But I need to swing by the bow shop, which only opens at 4 p.m. I'm going to swing by on the way home, so I said might as well kill some time out at the range while I'm waiting to get my bow worked on. There's the grouping. As I said, everything's a tad low. I got this one, these two are in the dot, and they're in the dead middle, as far as up and down. Everything else is below dead middle on the dot. So, I mean, everything's close. We're pretty dialed in from 30. Good group. Yeah, good group overall. Left and right, everything was good left and right except for this one, which was a little right. And if anything, everything was a tad low. So they've come a long way with the let off. Yeah, 80% is crazy. The thing that I'm getting done to my bow today is I've had it at 65 the whole time I've had this bow. I'm gonna get it pushed up to 70 because I can shoot forever with 65 and not feel a thing, which is fine. That's good. That's how you want it. But I'm thinking an extra 5 pounds isn't really going to do much for me, and it'll give me a little bit more speed. Speed isn't everything. Speed isn't really that important. But given that I don't think it'll really change anything for me, like at all, might as well kick it up to 70 pounds. So that's what I'm getting done to the bow today. I could just tighten the limb bolts up and be happy with it, and probably say, oh yeah, it's probably 70 pounds. But the only reason I'm taking it to the bow shop is to make sure that they use those scales where you like draw the bow and it tells you how much the draw weight is. I don't have one, so I'm just going to take it to the bow shop. Should be like a 5-minute job. Might not even cost me any money, just to get the poundage like legitimately checked, make sure I know it's 70. Ozark says it's very hard to switch it off then back chatting. Yeah, for sure. What's the name of your jacket? I really like it. It's made by Gary, which is from Costco, I believe. Make your own stand for low cost. Yeah. So yeah, there's the grouping. It's a tie. No, this one's the worst shot. So this one's the worst shot. These targets are resilient. And this range is newer than the one I typically shoot at. And these targets are brand new. They're cold. They're hard as a rock. So these things are hard to pull out. Next worst shot's this one. There you go. And like, you just look at that group. Get it straight on so you can see. Those two are in the dot, maybe a tad right. Like everything's tad right. So it might be a hair right and a hair low. But, you know, we'll just dial it in over the next little bit. Make sure we're in the zone. My battery percentage on my phone is low. Got to keep an eye on that. I've got a power bank in the car. Just charging up in the car so I can then power dump into my phone. So I'm not gonna get too excited until we hit like 10% on the phone because the truck is right there. All right, let's have some fun. Let's go to like 50 just for the hay of it. Whoops. I can go out to 40 at my home range now. You guys have seen a short of me doing cold groups out at 40. I did some work out there, cleared out some of the brush, and I got a clear shot out to 40. But I can't shoot 50 at home, so might as well do it while we're here. We can do 60 too, because there's, as I said, there's nobody here. We can stand in the parking lot and do 60. Stand in the parking lot. That'd actually be really fun. I've never done. Let's on the split arrows. I think you got her dialed in pretty good. Yeah. I think we're in a good spot. So this is 50. We'll do a couple at 50, and then we're gonna do something a little bit fun. 50 is the furthest I've ever shot, because that's the furthest option that ranges I have access to offer. But because nobody's here and there's a clear shot to the parking lot back there, I can go stand in the parking lot and do 60. Why not? Alright. Let's see how we're looking from 50. Move my slider up. I still don't have like a legit sight tape on my bow yet, but I generally know where the 50-yard mark is, so. That was really good. That broke super cleanly. Like, it was a fast shot progression, but I didn't punch it. I just happened to stabilize on the middle dot pretty quick. As soon as you're stable, just slowly squeeze that trigger. I just stabilized real quick. It was a quick shot process, but I didn't punch it. It broke a little bit high, which means my slider's probably a little bit high. Put it right there, see what it does. I moved it way too far, clearly. It's still pretty good left and right, but it dropped way low. So my gauge for how much to move the slider is not very good. That's why you actually make a sight tape. We're getting there. There we go. We're back in the zone. We're like right around the bullseye from 50 yards. Minus the one that I moved the sight tape too far. Our group from 50 is looking almost as good as our group from 30, so that's pretty nice. That one was on me. Not bad, but left and low. I jolted it a little bit. Let's have a nice slow shot progression on this one. Even if I stabilize quickly, I'm just going to hover and wait. Slow myself down a tad. Pretty good. Overall, pretty good for 50. That is the other thing that's weird about this particular range. Oh yeah, it is a long shot for bow hunting. That's mostly just, hey, if you're good from 50, you're gonna be good from 30, you know? Yeah. So, 40 yards was max shot, too many chances. Yeah, no. 50 is mostly just for me having fun, practicing, just trying to get better overall, practicing for 3D shoots, that sort of stuff. I'm not taking an animal at 50. I'm probably 30 and in is probably what I'm doing for an animal. Sebastian's in. Yeah, unless you're trying to split arrows, yeah. Yeah, no. I mean, that was pretty good. Overall, pretty good group from 50. I'm just having fun here, you know. Let's go take a look. Oh, I was going to tell you about this. Other thing that's weird about this range compared to the other one, the bow hangers are behind you, not in front of you. So, like, it's a little bit different from the other range, but hey, this one's close to campus. Next semester, I'm going to have a couple days where I have huge breaks in the middle of my day, looking for fun stuff to do. There's a couple fishing spots out here, of course, but we can also, if this is only 14 minutes away, take a trip out to the archery range in the middle of the day and have some fun over a lunch break. All sorts of good stuff. I've got like two No, 3 days where I have 3.5 hour breaks. So might as well make the best of it. Come out here, that sort of stuff. So yeah, no, this is good, guys. One is dead middle in the dot. One is like an inch away. Look at this. 50-yard grouping. So these two were my last two shots. I think I just started to float a little bit more downwards. These two are really good, and then this is that one down here that I moved the sight tape too far because I don't actually have a mark. So exclude this one because this one really isn't even a representation because I was guessing at the sight tape mark. But that group right there from 50 isn't bad. Eventually I want them all to be looking like this, but I'm not too upset about that. That's like 4.5 inches from middle for that one and probably 5.5 for the other. Yeah, 2 shots at 48 yards that were successful, but it was open field and both deer were covered within 100 yards. Yeah, absolutely. Like out in the field, maybe I'd take a shot like this once I'm good, once I get a little bit better. But hey, this right now is mostly just for fun. Now what we're gonna do, we're gonna really slow down and focus because we're going out to distances I've never touched. We're gonna go out to like 60. We're gonna back up 30 feet from there, gonna stand in the parking lot because literally nobody's here. And we're gonna have fun at 60 yards. I've never touched a shot at 60 yards. So we will see how this goes. Yet again, I gotta guess at where my sight tape marking is, so this might be inherently weird because I don't even have a real mark for it. But yeah, it's cold. It was nice in the middle of the day, like mid 40s, which for November is pretty good. Or December now, it's December. Sorry about that. But yeah, so here's the end of the range and the parking lot's right there. So I think we're literally just gonna put ourselves like here. Let me do my little trick. We'll probably actually need to be a little bit closer, like right here. We're probably 50 yards or 60 yards right here. Let's put you guys this away. Put you right there. We're gonna try 60 yards. I've never done this. Bring the angle of the camera down just ever so slightly. Oh yeah, all right. Yeah, this is something I've literally never touched as far as distance. So let's have fun. Move my sight tape what I think it should be, which will be like right there. That's probably too much. Right there. Give it a shot. I think I need to turn my camera more. I feel like you guys can't see me where I'm standing. Hold on, we got low battery. Gotta go plug it in. I forgot about that. Get to the truck. Bear with me. I forgot about the battery. Bear with me. I know the camera works terrible. Matt Kiz says, need to ask Santa for a rangefinder. May have already happened, Matt. May have already happened. All right. We got the power bank plugged in. Back in business. Yeah, I got you, Herbert. I'm now all the way on the other side of the range because we were about to run out of battery. The stuff you guys see on live. Hope you guys enjoy my antics. I have fun. I have fun on lives. All right, so here's what the distance looks like. There's 60 yards. those targets down there, that's 60 from where we're sitting. So I'll put it like over my back shoulder, just like this. All right, so if I stand right here, you should be able to see it. Jackson saying hi, MYB says give it a try. We're certainly going to. All right, let's give it a shot. 60 yards with a guess on where the sight tape should be. High. I don't know if it broke high or if I guessed too far on the sight tape. I think I guessed too far on the sight tape. That actually makes some sense. Let's try it again. Right and left is good, guys. I'm holding steady right and left. It's just I'm making guesses at elevation. I might have just middled that from 60. Hold on. It's low. So let's meet the middle from those two sight tape marks I just guessed at, right there. That one broke low, that was me. Try that one more time. We're in the zone. One more shot from 60, but like we're there. That was a little punchy, but we are in the zone, guys. I'm pleased with that. I've never shot from this far, and we are grouping. Here you go, guys. Like, I had the one that was low. I had the one that was low because, as I said, I don't have a sight tape mark, and the one that was high because I don't have a sight tape mark. And the other 3 shots are like actually grouping at 60 yards, which I've never touched with the bow. We're having a good time. Oh my goodness. It's a little low and looks a little left from here. We're gonna go take a look. Taking a long walk out to 60. 180 feet out. We're gonna shoot until dusk-ish. And then I'm gonna take a drive over to the archery shop, and then to home, and then Matt's watching, and then I'm gonna come over and join you guys to watch some Monday Night Football. So it is low, but like they're in the same spot. Look at this. Look at this. So we'll get you a left and right. This is what left and right's looking like. So left and right from 60, we're not moving a whole bunch left and right. That's very good. This is one of our shots this is our first shot. We overestimated the sight tape. Then we moved too far on this one. Oh my goodness, it is stuck. Oh, there we go. And then we kind of found our home. It's still a little bit low, but that's a group from 60 yards. That's a pleasing sight to see. Pull these out. I'm gonna go back and do that again. So we just need to move our sight tape up a little bit because we're still 3 or 4, call it 3.5 inches low of the dot, probably 4.5 inches low of middle of the dot. So move the sight tape up a little bit and we're in business. A couple deep breaths before each shot will help you reset. You're doing good nonetheless. Yeah, no, I mean, for sure. As I said, there's things that, like, sometimes, because I'm so mentally discombobulated, it's not the right word. It's just I'm switching back and forth between the live and shooting, that, like, my shot process isn't quite as clean when I'm on the live. But honestly, I think it's a good training procedure, because if I can get good at shooting on the live when I am, like, mentally here and there and everywhere, I can be really good at shooting when I'm dialed in. So that's something to think about. You guys on live will probably never see, like, the full potential of my shooting capabilities. The videos that you see, the shorts and the long forms where I'm filming from a tripod, are a better representation. But still, like, it's really fun to shoot live with you guys, and it shows you the reality of, like, every single shot you guys get to see, the bad ones, the good ones, all of it. All right, let's slow down. Let's move that sight tape up just a smidget and see what we can do. Getting over some sickness. I'm not sick anymore, but I still have some, like, stuff draining out. All right, 60 yards again over the back shoulder. All right, let's move the sight tape right there. See what we can do. We're in there. We are in there like swimwear. We're grouping a tad right from those two shots. As I said, if I want to guess anything as far as the tuning I did before I turned on the live camera, I think we might be a tad right and a tad low. And from 60, it looks like I am a little bit right. But hey, that's stuff we can fix. Sit down at home later and make that adjustment. Push it back a little bit left, see if we can fix that. I think I just got that one in the bullseye. I think it's in. I think that one's in. All right, let's keep going on this grouping. It's looking really nice. That one was high, but it broke over high. I started my cycle a little bit early. I didn't punch it, but, like, before I really settled, I started going on the trigger. So one more shot. Let's see if we can put one right in the middle. Call it a good day for this group. Like, I'm very happy with this. As I said before, the last grouping, I never shot from 60, and we are looking very nice right now. So that one I pulled left, but up and down is really doggone nice. Guys, this is a nice grouping from 60. Could be the wind affecting the shot at that range as well. Yeah, but as I said, from 30, it looked like it was a smidge right, and from 60, it's looking like it's an inch right. So, you know, I think it is a little bit right, but hey, I'm just going to continue shooting it where it's at. And then if that's like consistent over the next couple rounds of shooting while I'm out, and next couple shooting sessions, then I'll make that adjustment. I'm not going to make that adjustment right now. So I'm pleased. So there's little boxes. I think they're like a foot by a foot, 1 foot by 1 foot. Every single one of my shots from 60 is in the box. And if you made a little 6 by 6 inch box, I think everything but one of them would be in that box. Like this is good. I'm very pleased with this grouping from a range that I've never touched. Let's put the bow up here. Go take a walk out to 60 yards. This is good because I do want to do some 3D courses in the future with I do want to do some 3D courses in the future with this bow. And if I go out to something more official than like a local one like TAC, there are some 70-yard shots you want to take. And like, hey, I'm not a competitive 3D shooting guy, but I'd prefer not to lose arrows. So if I can put them in the zone from 60, we are well on our way to be. Oh my lord, this is great, guys. Oh my goodness, this is the greatest group of my life. Look at this. From 60, this is the bad one. These two are the furthest away, and this one's 1.5 inches from touching the white. This one's probably 2.5 inches from touching the white. That one's in. This one's just a smidge off. That one's 1 inch off. But look at that. Dude. That's amazing. All right, hold on. I gotta I'm gonna make that the, I'm gonna back up. I'm gonna tilt the camera down so people can't see it's 50. You guys know I'm not lying, because this is actually 60. Tilt it down just a little bit, or I can make it straight on and then crop it out later, and then turn it like this, and I'll get a little screenshot material so I can make the thumbnail for this live later. There you go, something like that. I don't know, I'm having fun. Guys, I'm very pleased with that. First day ever trying 60 yards. And that's what we're looking like. Practice makes perfect. I've been using this bow a lot since I got it. You guys have seen a lot of lives of me trying to get dialed in with this thing. Just put in the work, put in the practice, and it seems to be doing well. I definitely couldn't have done that a month ago. Guaranteed. This thing's still got some juice from 60 yards. Like, those things are in there. Almost as in there as they are from like 20. It's crazy. I bet I know which country you're from. Maybe. I don't know. You can give it a shot. So, I'm thinking, we're on a roll today. We're having fun. There's a backstop behind this thing, so if something crazy happens, then we can pull it out of the backstop. Why not try 70? Like, you know, it's one of those days. Why not try 70? We're gonna do it. We're gonna try 70, have fun, all that good stuff. I'm on a roll. Why not? So we were standing just about right there for 60. So we're going to stand across the road parking lot road. It's not a real road. Norway or USA? Pick one. Awesome range outside of Loveland, Colorado. 18 independent shooting locations, multiple targets, obstacles at each station, bridges, towers, ditches, and more. Yeah, that sounds fun. So you can see we're a decent distance back from the actual like range, like the station where you shoot from at the range, and we're going to shoot to the target way back there. You can see him. I'm gonna go grab the bow. I'd say this is about 70. We're gonna give it a shot. This is very unknown territory. Very unknown. How's the wind? Wind's not bad. I wouldn't do this if we had a big crosswind or something. Do you have a rangefinder? I don't. It's one of the things I put on my Christmas list this year, as my uncle alluded to a couple minutes ago. I have one on the Christmas list, so this will be a little bit easier once we've got that in the arsenal. But yeah, let me go grab the bow, and we're gonna give it a whirl from 70. It's one of those days, you never know what could happen. And we shot well enough from 60 to where I don't feel like I'm doing something too stupid. Norway? No, I'm USA. I'm the other one. The other one. Yeah, Nancy's in here. Thanks for coming in. I believe Nancy was my 1,000th subscriber, so shout out to Nancy. That was a couple weeks ago, but shout out to Nancy. All right, move the sight tape a little bit more further up. Right there, maybe. This is also very revealing, because like I didn't totally know how much arrow clearance I was going to have and how far out I could push this, but this is my guess for 70, and it's looking like we can at least get the 80 with my sight tape here. So yeah. All right, can you guys see me well? I think I need to be turned a little bit more. All right, that's looking better. You can see out of this side here, that's where we're aiming. Sounded like USA, but where you're from looked like Norway. Yeah, we're in Pennsylvania, United States. Had a good day at college today. I commute to my college, so while we're out here, we are messing around at the archery range, and then we're gonna go head home here in a little bit. All right, should be able to see me fine. All right, 70 yards. Let's give it a shot. Good Lord, I am on fire. It's low, but my right and left is holding dead steady. Okay, so it's low. That means I need to push that more. Okay. Now a little high. Find the middle. Right there. Left and right is steady as all get out, man. That was a little punchy, not super punchy at all, like minimally punchy, and we are in the zone. We're in the zone, guys. Little bit low right. Little bit low right from 70 yards. dead middle as far as up and down, a little bit left. So like we're flip-flopping a little bit left and right, but we're at 70 yards. This is not something I'm accustomed to. I'm very happy with how I'm performing. We're good from 70 yards. All right, let's go take a look at this. 70 yards away from the target, a range I have never shot at. Yeah, I've never taken a shot for more than 50 before today's live stream session. And now we're out at 70 and we are putting arrows like in a little bunch down there. I'm feeling really good. One of the things that I don't often tell you guys, because it does it sounds like I'm whining and complaining and making excuses when I say it, but I do a lot of lifting, and when I do chest days or back days, if I try and shoot the day or 2 days after I do that, I don't perform as well. My draw isn't as steady. My front arm my shoulder is tired when I do chest days, and my rear delt and lats are tired when I do back days. And I just can't hold quite as steady. But I only did one lift over the Thanksgiving break, so I'm very fresh and I'm feeling very good, holding very steady. Oh my gosh. 70 yards. So our too high when we were dialing in the sight tape, our too low when we were dialing in the sight tape. That's where we found our middle at. Those are the three that we found the middle at. Look at that. Oh my gosh. We're right there. Bring it up like the smidgiest of smidgets. Those aren't real words, but you guys know exactly what I'm talking about. And we're gonna go back there and do it one more time. What draw weight? Currently 65. By the end of the day, it'll be 70. That's kind of why we're out here. The bow shop I'm going to only opens up after 4. Like, it opened 20 minutes ago. So I was just gonna hang out at the range until it was time to go get my bow messed with. I'm shooting 65 and I can shoot it all day, every day for a long time. Super comfortable. I can draw it like a champ. So I'm thinking that bumping it up 5 really isn't gonna bother me too much as far as draw weight and being able to hold steady, but it'll give me a little bit more speed, which is just something nice to have. Speed isn't everything. I said this earlier. It doesn't matter as much as people make it out to be. But like, if I can bump it up 5 pounds and it's not like an issue at all, might as well, because it'll give me a little bit more speed. Yeah, currently set at 65. It'll be 70 by the end of today. We're going to stop by the bow shop and get that done. It might actually be less than 65 if I had to guess, because I haven't got this readjusted since I got the bow initially set up. Strings stretch, things settle in. It might be at like 62 or something like that right now. But yeah, no, I don't think bumping up the draw weight is going to change much for me, because I'm very controlled, very comfortable. I keep bumping the tripod on that. Sorry, guys. Very controlled and very comfortable at 65, so 70 should not be an issue at all. We're going to do this one more time, see what we look like from 70. And then the sun's about to get down over the horizon. Don't want to get home too late. I might call it on a 70-yard group, see what we can do. Might call the day after that and then head home. This has been a short live. We haven't been even been live an hour. We'll maybe see if we can hit an hour live, and then we'll call it a day. Something like that. I usually don't like to go less than an hour. Oh, we got another one. Hey, I think it's Philip. I love what you're saying, man. I'm a Christian myself. I've preached at church. I lead in worship band, all that stuff. It's the biggest thing in my life. But I always love to tell people when they come in, because I have the opportunity to just remember saying stuff just coming into a chat of people who don't know who you are, don't know anything about your life, and talking about Jesus is not going to have near as much of an impact as if you live your life like he does and show people with your action, with your love. You know, the Bible says that, you know, we're known by the love we have for one another, and you can't really display that super well in a chat that you don't know before. So just remember, let your life speak, not just some words that you put on the screen in a live chat. Just keep that in mind. All right, 70 yards. 70 yards. Bump it up a little bit. Put a couple arrows down there, see what we do. For anyone just coming in, before today's shooting session, I'd never touched anything beyond 50, and now we're out at 70 and we're grouping pretty well. Practice is helping. So that was high, but I think it just broke high. It's a couple inches high, not super far up there. I'm not too picky about, like, I'm not too upset about anything at 70 yards. As I said, this is the first time I've ever shot it. So the fact that we're putting reasonable groups down there is good enough for me right now. I don't know where that one is. It hit the target, but I can't see it, even with my binocular. I don't know where it is. Okay, so that one was high. I think I might have pushed the sight tape a little bit too high. Put it back down maybe right there. That one was in there. That's pretty close. It's so weird because, as I said, I've never shot from this distance. Because it arcs so much here, usually, even before I let my bow down, because I let it sit for just a hair of a second after I let go of the shot, usually the shot trajectory for my distances are short enough or flat enough that I can see the arrow immediately after I let go of it, like I can track it. These have so much loft to them over this longer distance that right after I let go of the shot, I can't see it. It has to fall back into my immediate line of vision to the target before I can see it again. It's just something I've never experienced before. That was pretty good. It looked pretty good. Yeah, my duty as a Christian is to talk about Jesus. God bless you. Have a nice day and enjoy. Yeah, for anyone still listening, interested in that conversation, it is your duty. But to me, saying empty words saying words without any action to back it up turns people off. Whatever they called them, Bible bouncers, bashers, something like it. That they called people back in the day. It just has a connotation that people don't understand. When you speak with your life and let your life live it out and then say why I do this is because of Jesus, the bow should roll forward after the shot. I've had people say this before. It depends on how it's balanced. Look, I got no fingers on this bow. It said dead steady. If the bow wanted to roll forwards, I would let it, but it doesn't even really want to move. So that way I kind of just let it sit how it is. Stop gripping the riser. I'm not, you're shooting from behind me. How I actually am is going like this. I've got 2 fingers here just to steady it. These fingers aren't even touching it. And this is light pressure. As you can see, the bow doesn't move when I let go with my hand. These are just to steady it in my hand. These are doing nothing other than steadying. No pressure. As you can see, I can move them and it stays in place. I'm not gripping it from behind. I can see how it looks like that, but my fingers are actually just resting on the front there. Also, there's my point. Very in control of the 65 pounds, enough to where I'm going to push it up. I can do this and let it down super slow, even at 65 pounds. There is not an issue for me pushing this thing up to 70. Like, I'm very in control of 65. 70 should be good. A lot of variables at 70 yards. Yeah, indeed. It looks pretty good, though. Yeah, no, my whole thing about, speaking with your life, I'm not saying you shouldn't mention Jesus' name. I'm saying when people see that you're different, see that you're living your life in a way that's different than what the world does, you're loving people, you're caring for people, and they say, okay, why are you doing this? That's where you say, because I'm a follower of Jesus. And that's where you mention those things. You can't just come in there and say, Jesus, 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 and then have people expect to understand. You gotta speak with your life to have people understand. I had a very good conversation with a guy from our church. He's now a pastor. He runs a young adults group. It's like 14 to like 25-year-olds. So it's a very interesting group, not like a youth group, not a young adults. It's kind of like a mix. But I had a good conversation with him, and the whole premise was, if you can convince people into a faith or a belief system, if you can convince people with your words into Christianity, then you can convince people with your words out of it. But if you show people and have, your life do it, that's different. Pulling 70 from a sitting position or in a stand is different than target shooting. Indeed, it is, but I'll sit down back there and show you, like, I'm completely in control of 65 pounds. I was testing it the other day, just because dumbbell rows is kind of the same. Just not moving my back a whole bunch, just slow dumbbell rows. I can dumbbell row single arm up to 90 pounds. So I'm pretty comfortable with the weight. All right, here's what the groups look like. As I said, don't have an actual mark for 70, so they were hitting high, as I mentioned, as I was saying there. So I shifted the sight tape a little bit, and then these were our last 2 shots, which are now a little bit low. It's close enough there. So yeah, no, I mean, sorry guys, had a little connection thing just happened there. That was weird. But yeah, no, I've never shot a day in my life where I shot past 50 yards. And then now we were at 70 from the little pavilion area back there. It's 50, and as you guys saw, we were standing on the other side of the road from the pavilion, shooting through the gap. But hey, that's pretty cool with me. We're gonna end the day doing something, I don't know, just kind of random. We got a couple more minutes. We're not quite at an hour. I said I wanted to hit an hour on this live stream. We are gonna go back there. You know what we might do just for fun? There's some benches over there, because Dirty Money gave us a suggestion. They obviously know what they're talking about in terms of bow hunting. We're going to do some shots from sitting down. Why not? It is cold. It's in the 30s here. It's in the 30s here in Pennsylvania, and these targets they are hard as a stinking rock. These arrows are real hard to get out. Where is this range? I am in Pennsylvania. This is one of the several public archery ranges that the Game Commission puts on state game lands. Public range, free to use, because I am a sportsman here in Pennsylvania. I got a hunting license, got a fishing license, do hunting and fishing. Therefore, I'm okay to use this range. I wonder, can I, because this bench is in a weird position, I wonder if I can actually shoot from this bench. We'll see. We'll give it a shot. We'll do it from 40. So here's what this bench thing looks like. I believe it's for crossbow hunters and sighting and crossbow, but we're gonna give it a shot. Just see what it, I don't even know. Can I do this? So I hit the table, so that really wouldn't work. I have a chair in the truck. I don't think that would work super well. What we could do though, I'm thinking, what we could do is maybe, ooh, this is nice. I'm having an idea. We could pull the truck in, back it up, set the tailgate down, and shoot sitting off the tailgate. That might be fun. Sit on the ground? That's not bad. Hey, Dirt Monkey's dirty money. I said Dirt Monkey. Sorry about that. Dirty Money's got some good ideas. We'll sit on the ground. Crisscross applesauce. How we doing this? And pick a distance. 20, 30, 40, 50. Pick a distance. Dirty Money, because you came up with the idea. Give me a distance and I'll give it a shot. I'm fairly new into shooting compound. I've shot recurve for a little bit longer. We'll try 40. 40 from sitting on the ground. Because we're standing at 40. Because you really care about my draw, not the shooting in this particular scenario. I've never done this. We're having fun. So yeah, it's about pulling it. All right. So how are we sitting? Can you guys see me when I sit? All right, ready? Here's the pull. Can you see me? Someone let me know if you can see me, and then we'll do it. I think I need to be a little bit lower. Okay, I'll do this. You should be able to see me right there. All right. 65-pound draw, sitting on the ground. Super easy. My sight tape is still out for 70. Let's fix that. Very good shot, actually. I was gonna aim at the middle dot, and then I realized that because I was sitting literally on the ground with no thing to elevate me up off the ground, if I aimed at the middle dot and let go, I think my bottom cam would have smacked against the ground, and I really didn't want that. So I aimed at the top dot. Yeah, let's show you where we hit. Might as well show you the shot. Yeah, that's 65-pound draw. As I said, I'm very in control of that poundage. Very in control of that poundage. And I'm going to bump it up to 70 today. I've been pondering it and I decided to do it. What arrow rest? Fall away? Yeah, I've got a Hamsky Everest. So I kind of punched the shot a little bit. It's not actually a really good shot. But as Dirty Money said, that wasn't the point. There it is from 40. It's a little low. Hamsky Everest I got on Black Friday sale. There you go. Do you blind hunt or tree? So I actually, at this point, I have never taken this bow out for hunting yet. That's something I'm doing next year. I'm spending this whole winter and spring and summer, I spend a whole year getting dialed in on this bow. So that way, when I go out there, I'm good. I've gone squirrel hunting so far in my hunting journey. I started this channel solely fishing and bushcraft. That's what I did. And now, hence my name, Mission Discover. I love trying things. I love the outdoors in general, and I love learning in general. I mean, I'm an engineering student. It gets me hyped up to learn about new engineering concepts. So I just love learning about things, experiencing new things. And because of that, I've grown the things I do on the channel into a bunch of stuff. Hunting is one of the newer things. I've recently started squirrel hunting with a rifle. We're gonna get into some deer hunting with the bow, all sorts of stuff. I've only been shooting compound bow since April. So to give you perspective for anyone who doesn't know, everything I've learned, all the progress I've made has been made since April of this year. I'm pretty proud of that overall. Yeah, however many months that is. All the progress you've seen, shooting out at 70 a day, all that since April. Good to see youngsters out and about and not stuck in front of an Xbox, indeed. Yeah, I'm a college student, freshman, engineering student. We got 2 weeks left in my first ever semester of college, so that's pretty nice. Yeah. Here, I'll show Nancy the new Rest. This is brand new, bought it last week. And what I did before I came on screen today, live with you guys, was set this up and try and get it tuned in. So Hamsky Everest right there. Bought it on Black Friday sale. They're typically $200. I got it for like $120, so that was pretty good. Yeah, got it tuned up, set. Here's the cord, this one. Got it set all the way down, tuned in, all stretched out. It might move a little bit, but it's easy enough to do that. One of the things I did do, I kept all the extra cordage just because I like to have the option to move stuff onto other bows and such later on. So I wrapped it tightly around there, tied up a super tight knot to keep it all nice in place, and then wrapped the tag end with a little bit of electrical tape. So I still have the whole length of the cord to adjust as needed if I ever put it on another bow, all that sort of stuff. So yeah, sight I'm running, for anyone who's not familiar, Trophy Ridge Trilogy. It's a 3-pin slider. Bow I'm running Elite Terrain. I think it says it right there. Elite Terrain. 32 inches axle to axle. It's going to be at 70 pounds draw weight by the end of the day. Currently at 65. Redline stabilizer bars, 4 ounces in the back on a 6-inch, 2 ounces in the front on a 10-inch. What else I got in here? Release. Oh yeah, Release Cobra Moment, single hook shear design. I really like this Release. Fun stuff. Yeah. We just hit the hour mark. What can we do? One more thing that's fun to close out the day. I don't know. I just want to do one more fun thing to close out the day. One more fun shot. Stay with the wrist wrap. I'm planning on it. I did a lot of research, and given that I'm going to be hunting with this, if I heard that if you pick out a good wrist wrap, you know, a lot of people with wrist wrap and the trigger get target panic, get slappy, get punchy. I didn't want that, so I was like, okay, do I get a hinge? Do I get a thumb button? But the fact that this is attached to you is really, really nice. And then with this nice shear design, the reason why I love this, let's see if I can show you. I'm pressing with my thumb against this pretty good. This has no trigger travel until it breaks over. Watch this. Yeah, the trigger does, I'll do it real slow. The trigger does not move until it breaks over, so this does a really good job helping me make sure I don't have punchy shots. And then it's still attached to my wrist, which for hunting will be really nice. It's got the single hook, so I can find, look, I'm not looking at it. I'm looking right at you guys. I can easily find the D-loop super quick. Ready? 1 Mississippi, and I'm on. Ready? And 1 Mississippi, 2. 1.5 seconds to find the D-loop without looking. Single hook design. I like that stuff. I think I'm going to stick with this Release for a long time. Spent good money on it. I've been shooting it for 2 months now. Really like it. So, yeah. When you start wearing gloves, you'll really understand why. That also makes sense. That's a good point. The only thing I don't like about this, but I got it on mega sale, so I can get over it, is that this trigger doesn't have like any knurling or anything on there. But if I get wet or anything like that and I really want it, I can put some grip tape or something right on the trigger, and that should solve that. Yeah, I really like the bow setup. I'm loving the terrain. For $750, this bow is phenomenal. We got a much more expensive rest on there, good sight. It's just set up really well. Arrows I shoot, anyone wondering, rather. Easton 6.5s in 340. Does it say 340 on there? It is 340, it's right there. 340. But yeah, it's not focusing. Easton 6.5s and 340. Spine cut to 29 inches. 100 grain out on the end. Yeah. Good stuff. I'm really liking the bow setup overall. I think I'm making really good progress. A lot of you guys, especially Ozarks Woodsman saw me shoot the first time I ever went live with the compound bow. It wasn't even this compound bow. It was a 1996 PSE bow. So he's watched the whole journey. And yeah, he's watched the whole journey, and I think I've made some good progress. I'm pleased. Broadhead choice. I haven't picked out my broadheads yet because, as I said, I'm not going deer hunting with this thing until next deer season. But I'm leaning towards getting some Schwackers. That's what I'm leaning towards. Schwacker mechanical, that's kind of what I'm leaning towards. Let me know what you guys think. Anybody who's used broadheads, any of that sort. I'm leaning towards that because with 70-pound bow, especially with how fast this bow is, it's not super fast, but it's fast enough. I shouldn't have any issues opening the mechanical, and then that should fly better and be easier to broadhead tune than a big fixed blade. So that's kind of what I'm thinking. Yeah. Muzzy 3-blade for me. There you go. I've heard good stuff about Muzzy. Muzzy, Schwacker, and Rage are really the three that like catch my interest the most, as far as lots of good reviews, lots of people use them, lots of people talk about them. I have a friend who uses Muzzy. I know a guy who uses Schwacker. I listen to a bunch of people who use Schwacker, Muzzy, all of them. All I've ever used. Yeah, I think I'm going to go with the Schwacker and let you guys know what I think. They're at Walmart too, which is nice because like I don't have to order them. I can just go pick them up in person. But yeah, I'm thinking about getting Schwackers. I think from what I've heard, I watched a lot of videos on it. Like all the big name broadheads do well and put down deer. It's a lot of personal preference once you get into specifics. Oh, what should we do to close out the day? All right, how about this? We will shoot until we put a bullseye in at 50 yards. Once we put a bullseye in at 50 yards, we will call it a day. That's how we're going to close out the day. How many shots to put a bullseye at 50? Once again, we got to guess on the sight tape. I say right there. All right, let's give it a shot. High, too high on the sight tape. That actually makes sense, given where I had it for 60. Makes sense that was high. It's getting dim. I can barely see my arrows out there, even at only 50 yards. A little bit low, but I think part of that is it broke low. Can we do it in the 5 arrows I have sitting here? That's a question. That might have done it. I might have got it. I think I got it. 3 shots. First 2 shots, I was just trying to dial in my guess for where the sight tape was trying to sit. And I think I got it on the 3rd shot. I looked at it with the monocular. It looks good, but it's getting dim enough. I can't totally tell. May I offer a suggestion? Check into the first cut broadhead mechanicals. Many reasons why first cut is relevant over bone chisel. Okay, I'll take a look. Like, as I said, I still have 7 months, something like that, before I really even have to, whoa, kick the tripod. I really have like 7 months before I have to start like dialing in my setup, making sure I know what broadheads I'm using, getting trail cams out there, all that stuff. But yeah, oh, we didn't hit it. We were close. It's an inch away. We got to go back there, do more shots. Just outside. Up and down's good. So like the sight tape's probably in a good spot. 3 shots in. Let's see if we can nail a bullseye, and call it a day for this live. I'm old school Muzzy. Don't even look at other broadheads anymore. Yeah, I'm heavily leaning towards Schwacker. That's my favorite in my mind right now. But as I said, I'm not set on anything. I'm looking to. I mean, the thing is, I'm a college student. I'm 18. I work a lot, so I make enough money to do stuff. But like, I'm not into buying like 5 different types of broadheads and trying them out. I just want to get something I think is going to be good, and call it a day. Go out there and use it, and hopefully put down a deer with it. What's the name of your jacket? I like it. It's made by a company called Gary. It's from Costco. So, yeah. All right. 3 shots in. We got one super close. Look at the sunset in the background. That's cool. Let's see if we can put one in. We'll put all 5 down there and see if we can just get one in. You might have got it. I think it's like this much high, but I'll put a couple more down there and see. That one's definitely high right. The first one might have got it. I think it's high, but I don't know. Right. That one's definitively right. The up and down's real good. As I said, I think the overall consensus on where this rest needs to move is it's still a smidge right. And I think my sight's overall a smidge low, so. Fresh gear, still getting totally tuned in with it. A smidge left. That first one's the best one. I don't know if it's in or not. If that one is in, then we got it in 4, including kind of dialing in our sight tape, so that's pretty good. I don't know, there's a couple of them that are close. We're gonna go down and look. First cut mechanicals fly exactly like field tips. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm looking for, just something that does that. I've heard Schwackers do that from a lot of things. Even if I get to the point where I'm like, yeah, Schwackers and first cut and all this are really good, what it's going to come down to after that, like I'm like, okay, this is good and this is good and this good, is which one's the most available in my area. That's what it's going to come down to, honestly. Because if like one's available at Walmart and one's not, then I'm getting the one that's available at Walmart. Is it in? Please. I think one's in. I think it was. Oh no! Yeah. Our first one was in. Oh no, we have 2 in. They're splitting the line, but that counts. 50 yards. There's the grouping. Those 5 shots. This one's not great, but the rest of them are fine. Yeah, 2 in. These are both cutting the line. That's good. So it took us 4 shots from guessing the sight tape mark and actually putting one in the dot. 4 shots to a bullseye on 50 yards. So that's not bad. Which before today was the longest I'd ever shot. So we are improving. It's good to know that what I'm doing is actually working. Yeah, two splitting the line. Both these. This one's 1/2 inch outside. This one's 2 inches outside. This one's probably 2.5 inches outside. But to me, like, especially if we're looking at it from a deer hunting aspect, I care a lot more about up and down than I do left and right. I say a lot more. I care more about that because, you know, deer are going to duck and all that sort of stuff. And if I'm correct, the actual like shape of the vital zone on a deer is kind of oblong, so you have a little bit more wiggle room left and right than you do up and down anyway. So yeah, not bad at all. Like all those, if I was aiming at the right spot, if I had my middle at the right spot, all those would have downed a deer. This one would have been like on the edge of the zone, but every single one of those from 50 yards would have killed a deer, which is what we're looking for. We want to make ethical shots. We don't want to have animals suffer. That's why I'm doing all this practice. Have I chronographed yet? No, I have not. Good Lord. That's not a one-hander. I mean, I'll tell you one thing. It is phenomenal, like, the physics of this and how this actually makes sense. It takes more force to pull these arrows out than it does to draw my bow. So, there's that. Oh my gosh. Oh, yeah. I lift weights very frequently. I do a lot of weightlifting, so I'm pretty familiar with how much force things take. I'm telling you, that's like 110 pounds of force to pull that last one out of the target. It takes way more force to pull it out of the target than it does to actually pull back my bow, which fundamentally, like physics-wise, it makes sense, but like just off the brain, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. 2000 model Hoyt XP. Yeah, I was talking to my girlfriend about it, and just, you know, like, oh, I don't love spending this much money on something, but I've talked to a lot of people who shoot the same bow 10 years later. I can shoot this bow. It's a very nice bow. I made a lot of I keep bumping the tripod against that leg. I made a lot of decisions about picking out parts of the bow and all that stuff that would last and be something that I wouldn't really want to change. I can just dial in on my system and keep shooting it. And hey, yeah, this whole total system's like $1,100 with the sight and everything on it. But I can shoot this for 10, 12 years and be very happy with it. And that's kind of what I'm looking for. Check out the sunset. Beautiful. We're getting like overexposed, but there you go. Look at that, guys. Beautiful way to end the day right there. Oh, it's getting overexposed again. Stay in check. There you go. Beautiful day. Really good shooting session. Probably my best live shooting session. I mean, I was putting groups out there at 40 and 50 yards, as good as stuff I've done in the past at 30. So, a really good day on the range for me. I'm gonna go to the bow shop on the way home, get my bow, brought up 5 pounds in draw weight. But yeah, I think thanks everyone for coming in. We're gonna close it down here now. Let me turn this around. Yeah, we're gonna close it down. I thank every one of you for coming in. It's really, really awesome that you guys come in. I love meeting new faces. Can't speak, good Lord. Dirty Money, thanks for coming in. You're a new face. Hopefully you come back and do some other stuff. I got lots of stuff on the channel. Lots of archery stuff, but other outdoor stuff as well. I'm working on a squirrel hunting video from what I did recently. Sneak peek, I made some recurve bow string silencers with the squirrel tails. So that is some like archery related stuff with a recent hunt. All sorts of fun stuff coming out on the channel as always. Lots of fun projects and always new stuff to try. Thanks everyone for watching. Hopefully you stick around, come back for some more videos. I'm gonna close it down, head to the archery shop, and then head home. It's been a long day for me. So yeah, I'll see you guys later. Thanks for coming in, guys.